Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path, Episodes 1 through 5 Beta. We're going to look at a body. First, we're going to look at a bullet hole. The bullet pierced his body just below his armpit. Excuse me. Unfortunately, he was hidden in an area his bulletproof vest didn't cover. It really seems like a well-aimed shot. The cause of death was most likely blood loss. The bleeding has stopped. Crime scene notes jotted down in my... Alright. The paramedics were called to treat Mr. Rook, right? I'm afraid they didn't make it in time. This is a bulletproof attaché case. It's a tool bodyguards use to protect themselves from bullets. It can be seen in case photo. It seems Rook and Knightley both had one. Bulletproof attaché case data jotted down in my organizer. Ah, that's the scene I stole on film. You didn't do anything illegal in taking this. Anywhere, anytime, I'm always in the mood to steal. You just wanted to use the word steal, didn't you? Have I been caught? Oh boy. You know, I just noticed in that picture, Rook's hand being obscured behind his briefcase like that. Or, I'm sorry, not Rook, Knightley's hand. Being obscured behind his briefcase like that. So first of all, I should say that I think that Knightley... maybe, like, he used the assassination in an attempt to kill Rook. I don't know why yet. But I think Knightley's our culprit in this case. I don't think it's actually DeKiller. Excuse me, DeKiller. And I'm wondering if he's, like, hiding a gun behind the case or something. Anyway, we'll come back to that later. The victim is Ethan Rook. He was the president's bodyguard. After hearing the gunshots, he immediately evacuated the president into the plane. He gave up his life to fulfill his duties. Does this mean he'll receive a posthumous promotion? Okay, there's no need for forced comments. How did you know? Bodyguards don't follow that promotion system. Maybe the humor there got a little lost in translation. Literally. Okay, so... what's this? Nothing. It seems the victim also carried a gun. Did he try to shoot something? He may have drawn it out instinctively to return fire. We need to check to see if the gun has fired any bullets. It's still fully loaded. There's no evidence of any shots being fired. This gun is also from Zhang Fa, right? Ah, yeah. We were always issued the same model revolver. Rook's gun hasn't fired a single shot. Manufactured in Zhang Fa, a 6-shot revolver. Alright. Is that everything? I'm gonna do the old back out and go in trick. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurt. Okay, yep, okay, so that's done. Can we do anything with logic now? Let's find out. Okay, well, we have a lot of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. Huh. I feel like I can probably link these, I'm just not exactly sure what to link to what. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. I don't think there's anything else I can examine. I examined the door. I talked to you. I talked to you. I looked all through the whole room. Yeah, I can't imagine what else I would examine. I guess I have to... Oh, you know what? I haven't talked to Kay. What's Kay doing? Yeah, what's up? So, there were actually two people who dressed up as the assassin in the Red Hood. No, it's too early to say for sure at the moment. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember that happening. But there's Mr. the Killer, who's a professional assassin. And then there's Nicole, who aimed the laser pointer at the president. Ugh, this is making my head spin. The reason we cannot see the truth is because something is obstructing it. I get it. If we stole that something, then we'd also be stealing the truth. Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. Actually, I've been studying up on investigation techniques. Oh, that sounds promising. First, examine the evidence and information that you stole. Present the stolen evidence, connect the stolen information, and a new truth will appear for you to steal. How was that? I worked really hard at it. You get points for effort, I guess. I can't believe a real professional assassin asked us to investigate the case for him. I couldn't agree more. Just what is he thinking? In any case, let's continue the investigation. Let's do this for Mr. Rook's sake as well. Being an assistant sure is hard work. I don't recall ever making you my assistant. On the other hand, being a detective seems really fun. You're so clever, Mr. Edgeworth. I also don't recall ever becoming a detective. Anyway, if you have a good brain and a pipe in your mouth, you're a detective, right? I'm not quite sure where you're going with this. However, think about the job description of an assistant. They carry organizers with them and record information. But you do that all yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. I shouldn't have asked. Alright. So, we've examined everything I can think to examine. I guess we gotta do some logic. Alright, so... we got Rook's gun, which hasn't fired a shot. Let's try to connect these for fun. Fine, I guess. These two guns are the exact same model. These guns came from Zhang Fa. Assassin's revolver data updated in my Hooba Juba. Looks like all the bodyguards were provided with guns from Zhang Fa. Let me actually read that, because I didn't really read it. Found in the trash can, 2 shots have been fired, same model as the victims. Okay. Oh, duh. Of course it's important that it's the same model as the victims, because that means that the killer's gun must also have come from Zhang Fa. And you can't get this kind of gun here in the weird attorney United States, so that probably means that the gun that fired the shots that killed Rook is actually Knightley's gun. Maybe Knightley was hiding his hand because he actually didn't have a gun. And he wanted to be like, well, I had my gun behind the briefcase. Anyway, that's my feeling about it so far. We'll see. Indeed. Are those guns rare? No, not particularly. They're not easy to obtain domestically, but it isn't impossible either. Oh, okay, never mind then. What? I thought they might be a treasure. Yes, it's unfortunate. Mr. Edgeworth, are you talking about treasure? Not quite. If it was a rare model, it would have been easier to identify. Even evidence can become treasure. I see. Even during your investigations, you search for treasure. Well, I didn't quite say that. Okay, let's investigate. Where's the treasure? And suddenly she's motivated. Okay. Well, we put two guns together. Maybe we can put together a vest and a bullet. Really? Okay. I did not think that was going to work. And 2 bullets were fired. We know that from the number of gunshots. One hit the steel samurai balloon, and the other took Rook's life. But didn't a bullet also hit the president's bulletproof vest? Right. It doesn't match up with the number of shots. However, there is one way to solve this. One way. The bullet that stole Rook's life pierced through his body and then hit the vest. In other words, Rook and the president were hit by the same bullet. I see. That's right. It'd be dangerous if he hadn't worn that bulletproof vest. Is the president alright? Even while wearing a bulletproof vest, you can still get injured. Yeah, the bullet's impact can still fracture your bones. But don't worry, he's fine. The president's trained himself like no other. Maybe the president didn't even need a bulletproof vest. I think that might be pushing it. I'd like to examine the bullet. There's a chance there may still be ballistic markings. Ballistic markings? What's that? Ballistic markings are always left on a bullet. Each gun leaves a different marking. So if we examine the ballistic markings, we'll know which gun the bullet was fired from. You could say that they're like a gun's fingerprints. I get it now. Let's investigate right away. I think that'd be difficult. The bullet was completely flattened when it hit the bulletproof vest. There's no way you could investigate the ballistic markings. What? I wanted to investigate them. Bulletproof vest data I'm doubly doodied in my dooba-dooba-dizer. Now then, I've grown weary of this investigation. Still no sign of Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Prosecutor, have you uncovered the truth yet? No, not yet. I see. In that case, would you like to speak with someone who is involved in the incident? Someone involved in the incident? You mean... Is there not one more witness just behind those doors? Of course, the president himself. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, please do the honors. Summon the witness here. There's no chance in hell I'm letting that happen. You think you could just summon the president like a witness in court? Ha! Mr. President, I'm sure you are watching all this through your security cameras. Would you kindly grace us with your presence? That is, if you value your bodyguard's life. I see. Mr. President, what sort of a man leaves another to die on his behalf? Mr. President, stop it! Take it easy, hey! Still nothing. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. Ah! What? The lights! My apologies, Mr. Prosecutor, but I wouldn't try anything if I were you. It seems I am unable to reach the president, even with Mr. Knightley's life. Stop! Ah! Ah! Okay, to kill you! However, I have already seen the truth. Where is he? I leave the rest in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Dang, what happened in the dark? Edge. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, that was Gumshoe. Whoops! I was assuming it was K. Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Oh, good. K's not dead. Did I pass out? Mr. Edgeworth, thank goodness you're safe. Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay? Kay, what about you? I just woke up myself. My head's throbbing a bit, but it's no big deal. Detective Gumshoe, what happened to the killer? Miss Swift came running out of the plane. She told us the killer made a run for it, but we were too late, sir. We heard from that bodyguard that the emergency lifeboat over there had been stolen. He's probably at the other side of the lake by now, sir. Man, he can paddle fast. Didn't you seal off the park? The police were all called back to surround the plane. Right now, there's no one guarding the opposite shore. That means he succeeded in giving us the slip. Sure seems that way, sir. Mr. Prosecutor. Horace Knightley. It seems you also had a narrow escape. Yeah, that sucked. That punk. Come to think of it, we found this near where you fell, sir. This is the killer's calling card. Looks like a message from him. Calling card data jotted down in my organizer. He always leaves this card next to his victim's body. But you're not dead, sir. Perhaps this signifies something similar to a killing. But first, let's look at it. Shelley the killer dropped it as he fled. Embellished with a shell symbol. Well, that's cute, because he's Shelley. Alright. Which reminds me, the last thing he said still bothers me. However, I have already seen the truth. I leave the rest in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Seen the truth? What did he mean? Yeah, it's safe now. What was that? The President will be making his entrance now. The President? This man is the President of Zhengfa, Di Jun Huang. You are? It is an honor to meet you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor. I am Di Jun Huang. I have heard of your deeds. You saved my country from a great crisis. Is he referring to the Atagaras case? I was simply solving a murder, nothing more. Such modesty. I have been observing your investigation. An astounding performance, despite allowing the killer to get away. Thank you very much. So he was watching through the security cameras. However, I regret that it ends here. What do you mean? Heed my words, foolish prosecutor. You should have already been informed by Knightley. This investigation will be handed over to the esteemed police force of Zhengfa. Now that the killer is gone, they intend to take over the investigation. Hey, pal, what are you doing? And what's with that attitude? It's because of the killer and Mr. Edgeworth that... Enough, Detective. Mr. President, I cannot agree to this. Why must this investigation be handed over to your country's police? Why, you say? Know your place, puny prosecutor. Must I explain my actions? Nay, I think not. You shall hand over all the evidence you've found so far, and leave this plane at once. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told. I cannot resist any longer. All the evidence handed over to Knightley. Why? Why won't he allow me to investigate this case any further? Now then, would you kindly take your leave? Knightley, place the suspect under firm restraint. I'm on it, Mr. President. An attempt on my life, the murder of my subordinate, such evil, such sin. I didn't kill nobody. I swear. Shut your trap, lady. You dare question me. You dare stain this world with deceit. Should we pardon this sin? Nay, absolutely not. It is most unforgivable. My reasons being... There's no mistake. The President is hiding something. If I turn back now, the truth will be lost forever. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing you can do? I remember. The countless times I've faced this dilemma in the courtroom. The lies of the witness, the rebuttals of the defense. I did not always have evidence to counter them. Nonetheless, I was still able to draw out the truth from them. That's right. My words alone are my weapons. Huh. Ha! Cool. Now then, let's analyze the situation. Leave this place at once! This is a direct order from the President himself! He's not even listening. Any rebuttal I give, he cuts off. When he has that forceful attitude, I'll need to watch the situation carefully. My opponent is the President of Zhangfa. I don't think he'll show any weakness easily. His words may be overbearing, but I need not be intimidated. If I observe his behavior closely, I should be able to read his emotions. First, I'll start by asking about his reasons for taking over the investigation. Now, let's begin. A good opening line will put me at an advantage. Logic chess, begin! Please, allow me to confirm something about the investigation. Nay! I don't recall granting you permission to speak! I am the President of Zhangfa. You shall not talk back to me. I'm not talking back. I am simply asking for confirmation. This investigation will be taken over by the police of your country. Is that correct? Exactly. That is all I will say. Restrain yourself from making any more unnecessary comments. That's enough. Being on this plane is tantamount to being on my country's soil. You cannot do as you please. This plane? Is there something significant about this place? I should remember this clue. Huh. I'd like you to explain your reasons for depriving us of our right to investigate. Impudent fool, hold your tongue! There is no reason. That should be enough of an explanation for you. Perhaps that clue may be useful here. Gathering from what you've said so far, does that forceful attitude of yours have some connection to this place?
You insolent!
Earlier, you said that being on this plane is like being on your country's soil. from those words I was able to deduce the answer. Namely, that is, you wish to claim extraterritorial rights inside this plane. Am I correct?
That's enough. I shall brook no insolence.
Your words are forceful, but I cannot overlook them. The moment I mentioned extraterritorial rights, your face grew pale.
In light of your brazen courage, I shall grant you an answer. That's right. I am claiming extraterritorial rights inside this plane. However, what does that change? You are still powerless. There is nothing you can do about it.
I see. Under international law, the plane would be considered part of Zhangfa. How convenient. If he wishes to stake this claim, then I shall question its validity. The next move will decide the outcome. He may be the president, but there is a hole in his logic. Let me break it wide open. I challenge the validity of your claim to extraterritorial rights.
Do you truly understand what it is you're saying?
Of course, and I stand by it.
You dare doubt my words? You have no shame. Such irredeemable ignorance, it troubles me greatly.
There is no need to worry. I do not need to be saved. It is Miss Swift whom I wish to save from these false charges that you have laid against her.
I admire your tenacity. However, your wish is unattainable. The extraterritoriality laws are unshakable. This plane is Zhangfa territory.
I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. I should try another line of attack. Permit me to say this. Don't you feel that your actions are too forceful?
Who asked for your opinion? All you need to do is obey. Forceful is the wrong word. It is authority, leadership.
So you arrested Miss Swift because you felt you had the authority to do so?
Yes, that girl is a criminal. There is no room for dispute.
Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered. Well, that's not
Nonsense. You're just wasting my time with pointless chatter.
that was a needless statement. Oh, shit! I must not be intimidated by his words. If I observe his behavior closely, I should be able to read his emotions. Okay, so let's try this again, but I wanna... Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered. Nonsense. Okay. That was stupid. This is stupid. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. Oh, this is going really badly. Okay, I'm going to lose. Yeah. Well, now I need to see what happens when I lose.
I've heard enough. Leave now before I order my men to show you out. Confound it.
I can't give up now. I have to stand my ground. Okay. Now, let's try this again. Okay.
The shooting took place outside the plane. Only she could have done it.
Ah, that's it. The shooting occurred outside the plane. This could be a very important clue. Okay. I challenge the validity of your claim to extraterritorial... Okay, we already did this part. Wait and see. I've already read this one. It's time to use that clue. Indeed, I do not question your extraterritorial rights inside this plane. However, you just claimed that the shooting took place outside the plane. Yes, if it didn't happen inside the plane, extraterritorial laws do not apply. Your claim has fallen apart. Ms. Swift's arrest is invalid.
Impossible. To be bested by a mere prosecutor. I am the president!
Checkmate, Mr. President. Yeah, Logic Test is cool. It's taken me some time to get used to it, but it's I really like it a lot. It's like a little boss fight. All right. Mr. President, will you allow us to continue with our investigation?
I yield. I will allow it. My heart is generous. My heart is tolerant and merciful. Therefore, as such, certainly, thus we shall. It is our duty for a most noble cause. Gentlemen, now is the time. I, the president of Zhengfa, for the sake of the investigation.
This guy sure likes beating around the bush. Knightley, we have received the President's permission. Could you return our evidence?
Here.
Knightley returned all of the evidence. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Now we can resume the investigation.
It's funny how happy you are just because I gave you your precious pieces back. Now, let's see how well you use them.
Pay attention, then. Here is my next move. Mr. President, may I make one more request of you? Would you please testify about the moment of the incident?
Testify? Hey, hold on for a sec. That's your next move? Isn't that the sort of thing you'd leave to the courts?
Naturally, it's a courtroom procedure. However, I'd still like to hear what he has to say. If he refuses to cooperate with the investigation, he will have to give a clear reason. Is there something wrong?
Knightley, stand down. I shall grant the Honorable Prosecutor's request.
I thank you for your cooperation.
Now, heed my words.
And with that, we're going to have to go ahead and stop. Next time on Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's next time on this game we're playing, we're going to find out what the President has to say about his attempted assassination. See you there.